Climate change is a rapidly growing topic at the moment, with mainstream media and many famous celebrities beginning to take notice.
It's no surprise why the issue is getting all the attention, considering the staggering facts that the scientists have proven regarding the Earth's climate.
Earth's average temperature has risen by 0.9 degrees Celsius over the last 35 years.
This may not seem like a negative, as most people prefer warmer weather, but you have to think about the naturally cold places on the Earth, such as Greenland and the Antarctic, where the ice caps are melting by the day.
This leads to animals and wildlife potentially becoming endangered.
Another negative of the ice caps melting is the fact that it's a main cause of why the sea level is rising at the minute.
Just over the last century, the sea level has risen by 8 inches.
It's traumatic to the environment as it increases the risk of flooding, destroys natural habitats for animals, and also forces families into migration. Another major cause is fossil fuels, aka greenhouse gases. They get released into the atmosphere, and because they can't escape, it causes global warming as it affects our ozone layer. Fossil fuels are usually released from factories, burning products, and car engines that release CO2 emissions into the atmosphere.
Fossil fuels make up 85% of the energy we use.
As we previously mentioned, celebrities are starting to take notice in the climate emergency, which has helped spread awareness, particularly in the younger generations. Bands such as the 1975 have also been doing their bit to try and spread awareness, from attending protests and also now making sure all the merchandise is completely biodegradable. They have also pledged to plant 1 tree for every 3 tickets sold on the tour. One of the biggest bands in the world, so they're sure to make a difference. Even the royal family are now starting to take notice. Prince Harry recently visited Botswana to try and spread the message about climate change. In his most recent speech, he said that climate change is a race against time. Arguably the figurehead of the climate change movement is 16-year-old Greta Thunberg, from her constant campaigning and speeches, which began when she went on strike from school to protest the lack of action on climate change by the government. She has led by example during her protesting. For example, she travelled on a zero-emission sailboat to the United States and has also been travelling by train on many other times.
As you may have seen on the news, seen firsthand, or even taken part in, there have been many recent protests for climate change over the past few years. In main cities such as Manchester, New York, Cleethorpes and Berlin. Most of these protests are run by a group named the Extinction Rebellion. The Extinction Rebellion was formed on the 31st of October 2018 by Roger Hallam and Gail Bradbrook. The movement was set up with 3 main beliefs in mind. For the government to declare a climate emergency, which is when they make changes to make the carbon emissions reduced by 80%, that the UK must legally commit to reducing carbon emissions to net zero by 2025, and a citizens' assembly must be formed to oversee these changes. During their protests, there have been many extreme actions being taken. For example, in Germany, in Berlin, protesters have chained themselves outside Angela Merkel's office, and in Paris, the police had to use pepper spray to stop protesters blocking a bridge over the River Seine. The Extinction Rebellion logo also has hidden messages in it. The circle that the two inverted triangles are in represents the Earth, and the inverted triangles represent an hourglass, saying that the time on Earth is running out. The green background also represents the environment, because green is the colour for nature. We're joined today by Luke Hemway, who is a really great guy, and he's passionate about climate change and loves attending these protests.
Hi, I'm Luke Hemingway, and I'm trying to ignite the change that this climate needs. Yeah, that's an interesting question. Why is Extinction Rebellion so important? There is a number of factors. It brings people together. It spreads awareness. By putting a halt on these infrastructure systems, like we as a group are helping to really spread the word and show just how important this issue is. So yes, I was in attendance of the recent Manchester Extinction Rebellion, and to put it in a word, it was vibrant. The atmosphere was vibrant, and there was an element of optimism. People were hopeful for the future, and something I'd definitely say is if people could kind of, get themselves down there, if you're able, people that are able should be there, because once you're there, it's like, you're with your family.
We know this isn't going to happen overnight. However, if you make these small changes to your everyday life, you can help the cause.
For example, putting all your waste in the correct bins to make sure everything gets recycled that can be.
Also, car sharing and making the most out of public transport is a great way of reducing carbon emissions that are being let into the air.
Because let's be honest, who don't love working to save the planet?
Yeah, one more thing. So, actually, something I must add, is the Green MP at the Extinction Rebellion. I didn't know him before. He made, a cracking joke, and it made my day. It made my day, and it filled me with hope. He made a not joke about, Boris Johnson. I can't recall it on the spot, but if you see him, you must ask him, because, this guy, I don't know if anyone knows him, but, he could be, I thought he was a comedian, I met him and he was that funny. Yeah, that's all, yeah.